Okay, everyone. So today we are talking about procrastination. And procrastination to me is very, very interesting because I think it is a lot more complicated than people realize. So there is the simple type of procrastination, simple. And when I say simple procrastination, I mean the type where you need to do something and you don't want to, and you don't have the motivation for it, and you don't have the energy to do it. And that's just the situation it is. There was some Pride stuff going on today. Happy Pride Month, by the way. Anyway, here's where it gets very interesting though, is that there's another type of procrastination that I find very interesting. And I find it affects a lot of my students, and it affects me very significantly. And this type of procrastination is very, very common with people that are sensitive and have very developed imaginations. I'm gonna say that again. This type of procrastination tends to affect people that are actually highly intelligent and have very pronounced visual imaginations and are very, very sensitive. So here's where it gets very, very tricky. Is some people procrastinate because they do not want to do something. They don't feel like doing something. But have you ever procrastinated something you very much want to do? There's like procrastinating doing the dishes and maybe taking a shower or getting a homework assignment done. But there are also times where you procrastinate something and it's very much something that you want to get done and you don't do it. So what's happening there? Why are you procrastinating this thing? Well, there is the idea that those that are more intelligent and with very pronounced imaginations is that you are picturing the situation that you have to do. And you're picturing the situation, specifically the types of problems you may run into during the situation. You may run into an issue while completing the task that you're out to accomplish. Say you want to make a TikTok. Say you want to film a YouTube video. Say you want to start a channel. This is a project you want to do. You want to do this, but you're procrastinating. You feel stuck. You feel like, oh, my body can't do it. You keep putting it off. And it's not because you're unmotivated. You very much want to do the thing. The main issue is the fact that you are imagining doing the thing and you're running into hypothetical problems. You're running into issues. You're running into situations in your head where you're like, oh, but what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? What if this person gets mad at me? What if this person hates me? And before you know it, you're feeling what it is like to fail before you have failed. You are feeling the problems of a situation you have not even engaged in yet. That's the crazy part, right? So some people do in fact procrastinate because you're lacking motivation, and that just happens. That happens very, very frequently. And sometimes we can drink a cup of coffee. Sometimes we need to have what's called a body double, where an individual, a friend of ours, just simply sits with us. That's very common with ADHD. However, one form of procrastination I get very interested in is one that is kind of related to anxiety. That idea of you want to do the task, but it's not that you're just anxious about the task. You are thinking about the task and all the things that could go wrong so intensely that you start feeling the problems of the task before the task actually happens. You're afraid of messing up before you have even started. So it stops you from starting, right? Kind of a classic psychology example of this is the idea of you watching this, and you're not gonna do this. You're gonna be like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna listen to him explain the situation. But no, you watching this, try this out, right? Try this out. Because this kind of shows what procrastination is to some people. Okay, you can do this. I want you to picture a grocery store, the one that you go to the most frequently. You can go on your own, you can be with a friend, you can be with a mom, dad, whoever takes care of you. It could be just you could be shopping for yourself, Walk into the grocery store and you're gonna go to the produce aisle. There's gonna be large stacks of produce, right? You're gonna go to the grocery store and you're gonna go to the produce section. And you are going to find the big stack of lemons. There's a large one. It's in a pyramid, and I want you to really picture that stack of lemons. Okay, abracadabra. You grab one of the lemons with your right hand and you grab it and you actually find a table that is right next to you. Actually, it's weird. There's this table in the produce section. And you have a table and you're like, okay, well, there's a table to put the lemon on. And on the table, there is actually a knife. Be careful. Don't cut yourself, right? So I want you to actually then put the lemon down with your right hand. I want you to then pick up the knife, hold that lemon, and I want you to cut it in half slowly. I want you to like really picture the juices that are gonna kind of start seeping out a little bit, right? Then I want you to flip the lemon, and I want you to cut that lemon one more time into a quarter. So you have a nice slice of lemon, right? A lemon and a quarter, right? And now, without any type of preparation, I want you to bite hard into the lemon, hard. You're in that grocery store, you cut the lemon in half, you cut it into a quarter, and you just bit hard. So here's my question to you watching this is, did your face just make a feeling? Did it just go like, right? Did your face just do that? Even though you're not in a grocery store and there is no lemon and there's no life, there's no lemon and there's no knife. There's no knife, there's no lemon, there's no grocery store, and you definitely did not just bite into a lemon. But when you were picturing that situation, did your face scrunch up? That's interesting to think about. Did your face just scrunch up when you just bit into an imaginary lemon? Is your mouth salivating a little bit? Is your body preparing to digest citric acid, right? Now, some of y'all are gonna be like, my face did not move, did not scrunch up, my mouth is not watering, everything is completely fine, it's all fake. Some of you out there, the procrastinators, the emotional procrastinators, are like, my face scrunched up. And you are the procrastinators. You are the type of person that pictures something in your head and you feel it. You feel the level of unpleasantness before the actual thing has happened, and it may stop you from going to the grocery store in the first place. So that is my little take on how procrastination happens, especially when it comes to people with well-developed visual kind of capabilities, when it comes to imaginative kind of predicaments, right? It gets kind of tricky. Your anxiety gets the better of you and you start feeling those downfalls before they actually happen. So very, very common with people that have neurodiversities, ADHD, autism, very, very common with people that procrastinate, not based on the fact that you're not motivated to do it, but based on the fact that you procrastinate because you're picturing the problems before they happen, and those problems make you worried. You feel the problems happening before they actually happen.